Okay, here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much into the getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like.
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah. Baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. There's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah.
Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about a new Bgvp that I was super excited to get my ears on. And after coming off the Phantom, I absolutely adore that IM. And again, I thought it was massive, awesome. It's kilobuck IM, but it's competing with the big boys. It's that higher performance. And it was kind of interesting to get what a $200 Bgvp would sound like. And so thank you to Bgvp for providing this one to the Canuck Audioholics for us having a listen. And this is a very interesting hybrid. So there's a couple things that really got me why I really wanted to listen to this one. Firstly, it was a unique tribrid in a unique configuration that I've been listening to. Secondly, what gets my juices flowing really about this brand is they use quality drivers. They're not afraid to come out and tell you what they use. And they use some of my favorites. And we'll go over the driver's configuration in a bit. So, well, actually, let's jump into that right now. So, and this is the interesting part about this one. So I did see it graphed very similarly to the Phantom. Graphs, especially in the Phantom, because the bone conduction drivers don't even actually go through the nozzle. You don't get the whole aspect of that. So they don't sound anything like each other. Now, I'll warn you straight up on this set too, before we get going on drivers and the rest of it. This is a very energetic a lot of upper mids IM. So just to describe this IM, so you're not wasting your time on something you might not be interested in. It's mid bass slammy over sub bass when there's in the mix, but there is a whole ton of upper mids and treble energy. So I like different tunings. This is a set that isn't a laid-back, chillax set. This is a in-your-face and energetic, get-up-and-dance IM. And when you're in the mood, the clarity, the resolution, the air, the details, the stage, that's what'll pull you into the set. And that's what I kind of really like about the NS10 Pro. But let's talk about it a little bit more in depth. And in this case, this tribrid. Now, I've been listening to a lot of IMs that have a 6mm planar, and they're all used incredibly differently. The Queen of Audio, the Mimosa, that thing, when you're listening to that same planar, is only in the ultra highs, and it has this air and details and stuff that is really, really quite interesting. Done. TRN has been using it concentrically as well, stacked on top of other drivers, and that's how this one is. So to start off from the bottom end, the sub bass is done by an 8mm biodynamic driver, and then on top of that is stacked this 6mm planar. And in this application, that's used for bass, both of these drivers. And the 8mm, the typically I found the smaller the driver, the actual deeper and more organically sub sounding they are. And this is exactly that. Now the planar part does the bass and the mid bass, and it slams like fantastic, like planars can do. And it's just a really fun and engaging application into this one. And then there's 8 balanced armatures inside of this bloody teeny shell. I'll talk about that in a bit, but yeah, these shells are medium size at best. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Well, I actually will go into a bit about that because that's part of what makes this one special. But to not ramble on about these 8 balanced armatures, into the lower mids and mids are using the Sonyan 2300 series balanced armatures. In my opinion, the 2300 and 2600 series Sonyan are the best for reproducing natural, organic vocals and instrumental. And it is this case as well. They don't hold back these balanced armatures. They're running with lots of energy. And then you got into the treble, which again, using Knowles is one of my favorites because I find him sharper and more detailed than the softer sounding Sonyan. So, and then you got more BA sets, a composite BA set doing the upper treble and ultra high. So all these BAs are responsible for the mids and the highs and the ultra highs, and that's their job. So you put it all together. Now, Bgvp has interestingly done, which I love, there's a printed 3D, I guess, I want to say, there's a printed 3D kind of housing that goes inside of these metal shells. And it directs all the sound, and it directs all of the music down into the nozzle. And doing so, it's really focusing and doing more of a time alignment kind of thing to get them all very coherent, and very much in this case as well. The 2 drivers are stacked together, firing down into one part of the chamber. The BAs are stacked in different chambers, and they're now firing down, and then they have the connecting tubes. Now, there's an electronic crossover and a passive crossover system used in this too, to do two kinds of making sure they sculpt the frequency response exactly the way they were looking and intended to do. It's really, really well engineered, well thought out design. The four-way electronic crossover, again, is making sure that everything gets to the right drivers and they're doing their specific job, right? And then to take it further, to actually show you and talk about the actual shells themselves. So let me just disconnect that MMCX cable. Actually, I know there's a lot of haters out there for MMCX, but you shouldn't. Over 2-pin, I'd take it over any day. When you have these and the MMCX goes in very nicely and tight. You know what I love about MMCX is that when you just put this in your ear, and again, I feel it different than 2-pin, you don't really have to, I mean, you could get the IM sitting nicely in your ear, and then you can kind of rotate the MMCX to get a very comfortable fit. So haters of MMCX, you shouldn't be. So these shells, they're classifying as kind of minimalistic design, and I really like it. These CNC shells are simply stunning. There's come in two versions. There's a silver and there's kind of like a gunmetal gray. And these are the gunmetal grays, the ones that I have here. Let me take off this ear tip. And that's the shell. It's a medium-sized shell. It is really well done. There's a nice little wing here to hold it in your ear. There is a very large vent on the back. And there's an additional vent there as well. So again, doing lots of internal stuff to relieve ear pressure and making sure there's no driver flex or none of that stuff. And I didn't encounter any of that. Let's go further. Because on the nozzle itself, there is these little swappable filters right there. And you get 3 sets. You get a shorter kind of metal, stainless steel looking one. You get a longer stainless steel metal looking one. And then you get this red set. Now, I graphed all 3, listened to all 3, and quite honestly, I don't hear difference between really all 3. Not very much. You look inside of that. Can you see those 3 bores? Huge, massive. And again, that's going right up into the dampening. They probably use a Knowles BA dampener in there. And really cool. Now, I like these design, these little filter systems, because what I did, it kind of, even though they all kind of sounded the same, it kind of allows you to play around and do your own as well. And I'm going to touch base about that in a bit here. Now, let's jump into sound. The stock filters on these does give you a very energetic mid-forward presentation with a healthy dose of mid-bass thrown in the mix. And with that much upper mids and treble energy, you get some incredible details. The stage, the air, the separation is simply standout. Really is. This IM is performing at a really high level in those kind of details. And 8-balanced armatures are helping along that way, right? Instrument separation, layering, you can pick out individual instruments within the track, and it's simply fantastic. It's one of the strengths of this set. This set is also very source sensitive, and that will play a big part into how you get along with synergy into the Ns10 Pro. For me, what I found best for my sources happened to be the Ibasso DC Elite. It really paired well with that. The sound signature of that source with this did a fabulous job. So, and for those of you who really appreciate a detailed set, will absolutely fall in love with the NS10 Pro. If you find now, if the mids are too forward for you and wish you had a little bit more thickness into the mids, a little bit less forward presentation, I recommend a super easy fix or a mod. And that was simply adding a 500 level mesh filter, and I simply put that in this case it was a 5mm mesh filter, and it went underneath one of and I picked the red one. It could have been the silver one. They performed exactly the same way and graphed the same way, so I just put it under one of those. And since you have 3 in the packaging included, depends on how I felt. If I wanted a little bit less of a mid-forward presentation, I would simply put on the filters with the extra 500 level mesh filter on it, and that's what I got. So for me, out of all the 3, I found the red one stock was the best, and I liked it even better with the 500 level mesh filter on it. Now, here's a graph of stock and the 3, and you look at that, and they all graph very, very similarly. And then here's a graph of what the little 500 or 400 level, it was very close anyway, that would do that. And so it basically knocks down the upper mids and treble about 4 to 5 dB, which is quite significant. And whether you like it stock or you like this simple, easy, and cheap fix, or mod, I should say, it's totally up to you and your preferences. So, but listening to the NS10 Pro with some music, let's give you a couple. Apocalypta, okay, playing Master of Puppets. A lot of strings, really energetic. Again, wow, the strings on this set are simply fantastic. Sharp, detailed, layered. It was just a real treat with strings on the set. And then going differently, let's switch it up and playing Angel by Massive Attack. Now, this has that really droning low sub bass, and I wanted to see how that 8mm dynamic did sub bass, and it didn't disappoint me one iota. It pulled down low. And then that planar again kicks in for that extra bit of slam. This IM can pull down very well. And if you want to hear more of that, then use that 500 level nozzle filter, because that'll knock down some of the upper mids and highs, so the bass comes through more, right? But this IM as stock has no problem. These drivers in the bottom end, that configuration can get down and low and dirty, right? I liked it a lot. Queen Mary, this song, Francine 13. The NS10 here plays with some fantastic bass slam, again, while going really low. This was a great track to, again, test the bottom end. The left-right stereo separation, so damn trippy. Staging is very layered, and 3D with standout width, height, and depth. Really, again, one of the strong suits of the NS10 Pro is its staging. And I'm a big stage hound, so I loved it a lot for that. I'm playing Heroes by Moby and Mindy Jones. So I want to listen to vocals, right? How does the set do on vocals? And not just but the tonality of the vocals. Do they sound natural? Do they sound how I think they should sound, right? This track on this set honestly gave me goosebumps on my arm. I had a big grin on my face. So clean and nuanced. That's what really got me on this thing. It was just wow. Okay, so there is a lot of upper mids, forward in the mix, absolutely. But damn, does it make a really incredibly engaging listen? Absolutely. I don't think, for me at least, the NS10 Pro is a high volume set. If you really like your treble and you don't mind your head being filled with lots of information and flooded with details, then the more you turn it up, the more you're going to get on that. But it was also an engaging listen for me, more so on lower volumes. So the NS10 Pro, I think I said this already, is not a sit back and chillax set. It's definitely a get up and party set. That mid bass attack and that slam is addictive, especially if you do that filter mod, because it really comes through more. And I think it really plays into those two drivers working together in the bottom end. Also, I played around with this with the EQ. The NS10 Pro takes an EQ like a champion. The drivers are such high quality that they don't complain about really anything that you want to sculpt them your way. So very capable drivers as well. I'm not a fan of too much upper mid, so sometimes this set was too much for me, I'll be honest. And I really had to be more in the mood for wanting an energetic set or listening to something specifically like strings and stuff like that. So like classical, this is a great set for absolute classical. It's nice to hear something for detail seekers, right? Who want an energetic set. And there's a lot of sets that aren't going to take the top end to this level and do it so well, I should say. I mean, there's lots of IMs that are super trebly, but not done this well. And the NS10 Pro does the top end very well, and not a set that you would expect to pay $200 for, that's for sure. I mean, I hear a lot about the Elysian Acoustics and how their top end is, fabulous. And when I got the Pilgrim, I was thinking, maybe that's going to be some of the Elysian special sauce. But I think the NS10 Pro is special sauce up top, done really well. The Phantom was like that too. This is just more energy up top. The driver configuration, the quality of the drivers in this set is impressive, considering, again, the price point and the value equation you're getting. I mean, the packaging, I didn't go into that in the beginning. But all of their stuff is so simply stand out. I mean, that was the outer sleeve. You open this thing up. You get that really nice 4-core cable. It's an SPC cable, but it looks like it's brown. So it kind of looks like a copper cable. The chin slider is nice. It's functional. It's small. Again, I love MMCX. My only complaint about this cable is the modular end is easy to pull apart and absolutely ginormous. So wish it had a nicer modular end. And then look at these cases that you get with Bgvp. Absolutely love them. Little mesh thing up there. You can put your filters up there, which I do. Again, and your 3.5. That's big. Love their cases as well. So overall, I thought the Bgvp Ns10 Pro is unique. It's standout. It's excellent value for $200-ish for what you get. You're getting 10 drivers in a very unique configuration, and it plays into a part and a niche that you don't see too often, right? I mean, it's not sub-bassy blasted and then trying to balance it off on the top end with huge upper mids and treble. In this case, they're giving you that mid-bass slam with those two dynamic drivers, and yet it still pulls low. But the top end is really, really well done. Like I thought with this much upper mids that it would be too much for me, but it actually isn't. I just find it very, very well done and engaging. So it's a very unique set. Not going to appeal to the masses, I think, but for what you do get, I think Bgvp knocked another one out of the ballpark. I have yet to hear the DMA. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting my hands on that one with that bone conduction driver. So it's similar to the Phantom. I want to bring that one to you to review as well. So this is the Tone Deaf Monk. I'm glad I got a chance to listen to this one, get ears on, and share my impressions with you. I came away quite impressed, and I like it. So that's it for now. I'm out.